Buying mittens. From the north a cold winter came to a forest, where a mother fox and a little fox lived. One morning, the little fox was about to go outside the cave, but he immediately hurried back to his mother, covering his eyes with his hands.
"Mommy, something got in my eyes. Please take it out,"
cried the little fox. The mother fox was very surprised and carefully removed her son's hands away from his eyes to see. To her relief, there was nothing in his eyes. When the mother fox went out of the cave, she soon knew the reason. During the night, it had snowed, leaving the whole forest covered with bright white snow. The sun from above was shining so brightly that it was reflecting on the snow, making it look very sparkly. The little fox had never seen snow before, so that was why the strong reflection felt like something got in his eyes. The little fox went out to play. When he ran around in the fluffy snow, particles of snow scattered around like a spray of water, creating a small and faint rainbow. Suddenly, with a loud thud, a soft lump of snow fell down on him from above. He panicked in surprise, and he ran as fast as he could across the field. He turned around to see what it was, but there was nothing there. A lump of snow had dropped from a branch of a fir tree. Snow kept falling from the branches like white silky thread. After a while, the little fox came back to the cave.
"Mommy, my paws are freezing and tingling,"
said the little fox, stretching out his paws toward his mother. His paws were wet and as red as roses. The mother fox blew her warm breath on his paws and wrapped his little paws gently in her paws. The mother fox said, "Soon your paws will get warm. They usually get warm after touching snow." At that time, she was thinking of buying a pair of mittens for her little son fox, from fear that his paws may have gotten frostbitten. She decided to go to town at night and buy him a pair of warm woolly mittens that would fit his paws. Like a huge blanket, the dark night spread and covered the field and the forest. However, the snow was so white and bright that it was looming out of the darkness. The mother fox and the little fox went out of the cave. The little one hid under his mother's tummy and looked around with his round eyes blinking. In the course of time, they reached the spot where they saw a light ahead of them. The little fox said,
"Mommy, a star fell from the sky to the ground."
"No, dear, that is not a star," said the mother fox, as she stood still. "That is the light of the town." Seeing the town light, the mother fox remembered the time she got into trouble when she last went into town with a friend of hers. The friend tried to steal a duck from a house even though the mother fox had stopped her at that time. She was eventually caught stealing by a farmer and was chased around by him till they got worn out. Luckily, they managed to escape.
"Mommy, what are you thinking about? Let's go,"
said the little fox from under her tummy. However, the mother hesitated out of fear and could not go forward. She had no choice but to let the little fox go by himself into town. "My little son, hold out one of your paws," said the mother fox. While she was holding his paw, she changed it into a cute small human boy's hand. The little fox tried opening and closing his hand, pinching and sniffing it.
"It looks strange. What is this, Mommy?"
said the little fox, gazing at his human hand. "That's a human hand. Listen, my dear boy. In the town, you will see a lot of human houses. First, you will need to find a house with a sign that has a hat on it. Next, knock on the door and say good evening. Then, a human from inside the house will open the door slightly. When the door opens, you will need to put out your hand, this human boy's hand, through the opening, and say, I want to buy a pair of mittens which fit this hand, okay? The mother fox told her son again and again, never ever put out this fox paw to the human.
But what's wrong with my fox paw?
Asked the little fox. Humans would sell nothing to foxes. Far from it. They will catch us and put us in a cage. Humans are really scary creatures, answered the mother fox.
I see.
I will tell you again, never put this fox paw out. It is the human hand you need to put out, okay? Said the mother fox, and placed 2 copper coins in the human hand. The little fox wobbled toward the town light through the field of snow. First, he saw a single light, and then 2 more, then 3, and soon he saw more than 10 lights. Looking at these lights, the little fox thought that the town lights came in various shades of red, yellow, and blue, just like stars. Before long, he reached the town, but he could not find any house along the street with the door open. The only thing he saw were lights from the windows from above, shining down on the snow. Each of the signs outside, however, had a small lamp. The little fox looked for a hat shop, checking the signs one by one. There were many signs, such as one with a bicycle mark, glasses, and so on. Some were new and painted, and some were shabby like an old wall. To the little fox, all of these signs were new and beyond his knowledge, since it was the first time for him to visit the town. Finally, he found the hat shop. A sign of a big black silk hat, which his mother had mentioned to him, was hanging in the blue light. The little fox knocked on the door, and he said,
Good evening.
Then he heard some clattering sounds from inside, and the door opened a little. A glittering streak of light stretched toward the snow on the street. The little fox was dazzled by the light and felt confused. By mistake, he held out the wrong hand, which his mother had reminded him never to put out when the door opened.
I want to buy a pair of mittens which fit this hand,
the little fox said to the shop owner, just like his mother told him. The hat shop owner was surprised to see a little fox paw and hear the fox want a pair of mittens. The owner thought, Dear me, this fox might use leaves as money to buy a pair of mittens. So he said to the little fox, Then please pay money for them first. As the owner told him, the little fox gave him the copper coins he was holding in his hand. The owner picked these coins up and tapped them together. Then they made clear sounds of coins. Believing that these were real coins, the shop owner brought a pair of woolly mittens for kids from the cabinet and gave them to the little fox. The little fox thanked him and headed back.
Mommy said that humans are very scary, but they are not scary at all. They saw my paw but did nothing to me,
thought the little fox. He became curious about what humans were like. As he was passing under a window, he heard a gentle human voice.
What a beautiful, soft voice.
Go to sleep, my baby, now in my arms so sweetly. Go to sleep, my baby, time for you to sleep. The little fox was sure that it was the voice of a human mother, because his mother also sung him to sleep with a sweet voice. Then he heard a child's voice.
Mommy, on such a cold night, the little fox and the mother fox may be crying, saying it's too cold. Don't you think so?
Then the mother said, Well, the little fox is also listening to its mother's lullaby and is about to go to sleep. So, dear boy, go to sleep now. Who do you think will fall asleep first? You, dear boy, or the little fox in the forest? I'm sure you will win, dear." Hearing this, the little fox suddenly missed his mother very much. He hopped quickly back to where his mother was waiting for him. The mother fox had been on pins and needles, waiting for her son to come back. She was delighted when the little fox finally came back. She was filled with joy and held him tightly in her warm chest. The two foxes returned to the forest. Their fur appeared to be silver in the moonlight, and their footsteps formed cobalt blue shadows.
"Mommy, humans are not scary at all."
"Why do you think so?"
"Because the hat owner did not catch me even though I held out my fox paw by mistake. He gave me such a nice pair of mittens,"
said the little fox, and showed them to his mother, clapping both his paws together. The mother fox said, "Oh my goodness." The mother fox was astonished, but said to herself, "I wonder if humans are truly good. I really do." The end.